So we're going to have a look at, well, hello there. We're going to have a look at another project. So go into our create. So it's going to be a simple game. So hopefully you're going to like it. I'm going to get rid of this sprite and we're going to add in 3 sprites, would you believe? So the first 2 sprites we're going to draw. Okay. There's the first sprite. The second sprite is going to be a basketball. And the third sprite I'm going to draw as well. And it's going to be a rectangle. Let's see, we move him. It's going to be there. It's going to be there. Okay, so we have 3 sprites drawn. So let's go and do the code on these 3 sprites. Okay, we're going to name them. Okay, so let's see, can I name them? Sprite 2 we're going to call paddle. Sprite. Okay. Basketball, and let's see if I got these. No, I got them wrong. Okay, he's paddle. Okay. And sprite 3 is finish, or 0, end. That's the end zone. Okay, so let's go and put on a background on this, and we will pick a basketball court if I can find it. And there's a nice one. So we're going to play a game, and I might change the color on this sprite. This sprite here. Might change the color to red so it can pop out a bit. Right. So let's see, can we do some stuff with this? So let's go into events. And we'll go right and left. One right arrow and one left arrow. So when the right arrow is pressed, I want the paddle, I want this black line to move to the right. Okay, so you haven't done coordinate geometry yet, but you did a tiny bit probably in primary school. So we're going to change the x by 30. And then similarly, when the left arrow is pressed, we're going to change the x by minus 30. Let's see what happens. You see now the paddle's moving left and right. Okay, cool. So now we don't need to move anything about the end zone yet. Let's go into the basketball. So we need to tell the basketball to do a couple of things. Now all these things will happen when, so we'll take out a few of these. Okay, so we're going to create a variable and we're going to call it score. And RA. So when we start the game, we're going to set the score to 0. As you can see now, the score is set to 0. Now, let's see, when the game starts, we're going to point the ball in a direction. Okay, I've worked it out at 25 degrees. It's kind of going to go that way. Okay, and I'm going to get it to move about 15 steps. And then I'm going to throw in a forever. And in the forever, it's going to be very simple. In the forever, it's always going to move 15 steps. and if it's on the edge, it's going to bounce. So let's see what happens. There you go. Look at that. Now, as you can see, two things are happening there. It's hitting the end zone, the purple bit, but it's going through the paddle, and we'd like it not to go through the paddle. What we'd like it to do is to hit the paddle and the paddle to push it back towards the basketball. So that's what we kind of wanted to do. So let's try and make that happen. So we're going to do that down here in this one. So we need a big forever block to make this happen because we want this to keep happening. Okay, and then we want an if then block. If it does something then. So if it's touching the paddle, we want to change the score by 1. So I'll go back into the variables and change the score by 1. And then we want to push it back in a certain direction. Okay, let's see, we'll turn it. And we can play around with these numbers. We get it to move 15, and we'll also get it to wait half a second before it does anything else. Now, there you go, look. So it's moving now, it's hitting it and it's moving. Now it's not very